Okay, let's go live. James speaking. Have you ever thought about having a brand new website to sell your online courses that has 0 pages? Well, I'm going to show you how you can do that in this video. And we're going to look at the 3 things that you need to basically start and create an education business selling online courses. I'll give you the 4 options on how to set it up, and we'll actually do a little bit of a demo. And I can probably do it in about 5 minutes with you watching as I explain what it is while I'm doing it. And the best part is, this is something that anyone can get started doing. It's very simple. And I think that's the whole point of it. I know when I first started selling online course, it was really about, having a traditional website and having a designer and all of these pages, landing pages and fancy designs and logos and being able to put features and benefits and the services that you offer and all these additional things with website. I really don't think you need it now, and I'm going to explain why, and especially if you're interested in sharing what you're passionate about, teaching online, and really wanting to just create courses. Now, I'm assuming that you want to create an education business and sell courses, and most of the people that watch these are people who have a lot of experience in a particular area, whether that be personal and or at work. They may be looking for a side hustle, or there may be someone who's all in on courses already, but they're just finding it kind of really hard to get their head around all of the things that really need to be done. And when I say 0-page website, I'm talking about 0 page that you have to design, where you need to be able to, create and edit pages and all of that stuff. And I think this is a really great way to think about the online course business and education business, because it's just getting too complex for most people. So this is a really, really simple system, and we'll go through all of the pieces here when I'm talking about 0-page websites. Now, if you haven't joined my close to 0-page website, you can look at the link below, TrainingSites.io. It's free to join. All of my courses, all of my material is there to use and access, including all of my courses. I give them away all for free, and that's covered a little bit in this and perhaps some of the other videos that I've talked about, where I focus on creating personally branded campuses. And these are 0-page websites, 0 edited page websites. So how does this work? How do we fit this all together? And why is it important? So what I'm going to do is, again, I'll, of course, open up my browser here and get to the page. And I just want to, just to put this, I think in perspective is the right idea, but a course business, it really fits in for most people when they go, man, I like teaching stuff. I'm really excited about it. I may not be good at teaching yet, but because I'm passionate about something and I know it, I can share that and people understand it just because of the way that I communicate all of the passion and the experience that I have. Is it officially a traditional teaching format? No, it doesn't have to be. If you have content that you can organize or curate that promises people some kind of transformation and show people how you did it, technically that's teaching. It may not be the certified teacher that you think of in a high school or a university or any kind of graduate work, but it's still teaching people something that you've done. And people who are like that, sometimes they give it away free just because they want to and they're passionate about it. Other times they go, you know what? I just want to create some courses and sell my courses. My experience is valuable. It's stuff, excuse me, that other people would like to know. And again, I want to earn some money. It's a side hustle. Maybe it's a business. Maybe I want to grow it into something later. But I want that flexibility to get in there and at least be able to sell a course or some courses. Now, we can have a discussion what a course and courses are and the types of courses, and those are things that we cover in the training site. But for now, just think of it as, I want to have the ability to teach online, and I want to be able to have a course or courses and sell and or give away some of those. And often people that I end up dealing with, they might be 45 plus or 55 or 65 years old. And again, they have work experience, but they don't know anything about websites. They haven't had to deal with things like, what's a landing page, or how do I use this fancy editor to do these graphics, and where do I get the graphics from? And what should the text be that I put it on? and there's just a missing chunk or a whole bunch of information that is technical in nature about what's supposed to happen with a website. So if you find that self in that position where you don't have that background already, this is a really good opportunity to keep things simple and then not have to worry about it. And on the other hand, if you do know about that stuff, you're probably going, man, do I have to deal with this still? And it just takes so much time. I never get any time to create courses or teach because I'm always mucking around with this website stuff and all the technical stuff that goes in it and the costs of getting involved in all of this material. So that's fine. Maybe you're there, maybe you're not there, maybe you've got an idea for a course, maybe you just want to teach online. How do you know that the course that you're going to create is viable as something you can build a business on? Wouldn't it be a nice idea to be able to kind of test that minimum valuable or minimum viable course or that product that you think you can sell that's a course or an education business? Do you know that it's going to sell? Is there enough people that are going to want to do? Is the way that I package it a way that people understand, that see value in? So, if you don't know the idea, you don't want to make a huge investment in all these other things only to find out that your idea for a course doesn't really or doesn't necessarily matter. And then on the other hand, if you have some courses already, you may be going, I need to have something that I can grow with. So even though I only have one course or one idea that I know works, I have these other ideas that I would like to be able to add and grow on. So you may find that course business in one of those particular places that perhaps we're just talking about there. It can be a variation of, doesn't have to be one or the other, but just understand a course business is all about sharing and teaching people about your passion and excitement for things that you've probably done in the past. And I'm going to make things really simple for what's actually needed for a course business. And I think there's only 3 things that you really need for a course business or education business right now. And these are the 3 things. The first thing that you need is an audience. And I've done a whole bunch of different videos on this kind of flipped business model that I have. I'm not looking at leads, I'm looking at an audience. How can I build an audience or have an audience find me or want to be interested or is interested in my passion, what I'm trying to teach or share? But it's building the audience is the first particular piece of it. And for building an audience, I know that the way to go right now is YouTube. YouTube is the default way to build an audience now. In the past, things like blogging was always really important and doing all sorts of posts on social media and all of these traditional tasks. I don't think that's true anymore. If people are trying to learn something, they go to YouTube first. They don't do a search on someone's blog that they have no idea who they are, that doesn't have 20 years of experience in publishing content on social media every day for years or doing a whole huge library of blog posts that they've done. They're going to YouTube to look for answers. So my whole thing on this is start teaching now, but put your content on YouTube and create your audience or build your audience on YouTube so people will get to know, like, and trust you, and then be comfortable with the kind of message that you have that you've been sharing. And think of it kind of like a TV station. You want an audience of people who are coming back from where they tune in every week for the stuff that you're sharing. And if you have an audience, the next part of this course business is being able to have a spot for them to work with you and to ask questions with you. And that's a place where you can have members who can interact online with you, but the only way they can do it is be part of your campus, and they pay with an email address. So we've got a big audience, and the whole point of the audience is to get, hey, come on and join my membership site or my members area, and you'll be able to ask me questions. We'll be able to connect with each other. You can tell me a little bit about what you're doing, and I can bring my experience in or direct you to additional resources. But it's actually working with people in your audience that have raised their hand and said, yeah, I need to know more, or how can you put this together, or how does it apply to me? And all you're charging them is an email address. They need to register on your particular campus, and that campus only gives answers over and above your audience building stuff on YouTube if you have the email address. Now, why do you want the email address? For as long as I've been online, the biggest and most important thing that is in any business, your most valuable asset is always the email address. It always has been. I think it always will be. This is your opportunity to connect and communicate with people anytime you want. You can reach out for whatever reason that you have, whether it be to inform or educate or even offer some of your courses in your educational business money streams or income streams, and be able to let people know about that. So if you have an audience that you've built, you need a campus to actually collect email addresses and also start to work and find out what people are actually doing, the questions they actually have. And more importantly, when you have their email address, you have a campus, and this campus that I'm telling you about, I'm going to show you, does not require any pages. That's the big key here, is that we've got a campus now. I'm going to we'll set it up actually one. Should take me about 5 or 6 minutes to do it, but it doesn't require any pages to be done. There's no editing to be done, nothing like that. Because if you have people in your campus and your audience, you can offer them a course or a curated process or sequence of all of the stuff that you've shared that promises a transformation. And technically, in my view, that's what a course is. Now, we can kind of talk about different kinds of courses, whether it be a micro course or a mini course or a full program, on different blended types of teaching this, but the course is the part that you're going to ask for some money in exchange for your expertise. So we've got audience, members, offers in the form of courses, and the email address and your campus where people that you can work with. That's where the interaction is and the money is. So how does this all fit in together, and where does it go? Well, actually, when you're building out these campuses, you have a couple different ways of setting that out. Now, when I say member area of campus, that's kind of what I'm talking about. There's 4 different kinds of having a simple campus that does not require any pages. It's a 0-page website. You can have it closed, and what that means is that if anyone wants access into your campus, they have to pay the email address up front. So there's nothing on the outside that's available for people to see. If you're on YouTube, for example, you can say, like I have below here or over there, trainingsites.io/join. You can go join my community. I'd love you to. All of the videos that I have are there. I give away all of my courses there. But all of my content, my library of assets, everything is there. But you have to pay with your email address to join and get access to that. Now, you can stay in my audience and spend all your time on YouTube and figure out yourself. But if you want a little help, some hands-on help where we chat online or in discussion forums or in communities where you learn from me and the other people who have paid from there or with their email address and have their experiences to share. If it's closed, they don't get to see any of it. If it's open, on the other hand, people can see all of it, but if they want to interact, they have to register. So that's an open one. And then you have a hybrid one, which is kind of in between. Some of it is blocked off or locked with the registration. Other parts of it are open. And I have the word join page there. Optionally, you can kind of add a join page, which is a website page. I'll give you an example of one that I use. I'll just open it up. This is one that you don't have to do. It just happens that I do this particular one. And if I go and just quickly go to my page, which is here, this is a single page version, and it's learn how to start, build, and grow your education business. Basically, people log in. So that's the only outward facing site in a hybrid model. So where are we at now? We got this idea here where we can have a join page, an open and a closed. What's the other one? Well, sell courses. You can have an open or a closed one that just means a email address for registration. You still want to be able to sell courses. You need this campus to be able to have a place to organize your content and ask people to pay for access to that content. So these are the things that you need for a simple course business. And again, unless you use something with the join page, you don't need, in this case, to have any outbound or zero pages for your campus. So, let's take a look now. And what I want to do is I'm going to actually try and create a site for you. And I'm going to try and do it in 5 minutes or so. And what I'm talking about here is that when I think of a course business, you have the option of using external services for your course business, or you can have a simple basic WordPress account with simple basic WordPress hosting and have your own campus with 0 pages on your campus. So I'm going to use WordPress. I highly recommend WordPress. What we're going to do is I'm going to set up a WordPress site on a special site that allows you to do test sites. I'm going to install a bunch of free plugins, and I'm going to go through the plugins and why we need them to do some of the stuff that I just talked about. And then we're also going to actually show you how to put these together. Now, I'm just going to be upfront. All of these are free. There's some limitations to free software. They're all inexpensive if you want to grow in the future, but you can get started with this basic setup if you want to have a simple business. If you want it more complex, that's easy to do as well. So let's go to the page here. I need WordPress, a community, the CRM, and the courses. Those are the things that I need, and I don't want to edit any pages. So let's see how this works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a website here. I'll open it up, and this one is called Taste WP. And this is a service that what they allow you to do is basically create a WordPress site in about 30 seconds. And those 30 seconds create the full site, but it goes away after 2 days, actually 48 hours. Now, the thing is, I'm doing this as a test just so we can show it. But if you have a hosting account, which you can get at some places, and I'll put some links below. Again, all of the links to all of these services will be below, and any of the plugins that I'm mentioning. But if you have a basic hosting account and a domain, which you can get for anywhere from $12 to $20, and a hosting account, you can get some reputable ones, anywhere under $50 or $60 a year. You can basically get this set up, what I'm going to be able to show you. So I'm using Taste WP. I'm on the home page here. And it says, set it up, no sign up required. And in my case, I agreed with the terms here, and I'm just going to click it up. And it's currently creating a complete website for me on WordPress. And this is what I got. The Sleepy Motion WordPress site. There's the URL for my site, an admin, and a password. And again, this one's available for 2 hours, 2 days for me. And again, if you had a URL here, you had your own domain name, you would simply have your domain, yourbusiness.com would be the domain name. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click access it now. And it's redirecting. I now have a WordPress site. All done, all set up. Okay, I got it. Welcome to WordPress. I'm just going to clean some stuff here. Now, if you're not familiar with WordPress, it's pretty straightforward. I have a number of videos on it if you want to watch, and there's a ton of them on YouTube as well. Basically what happens is if you log in as administrator, or something similar will be what you see. The only thing that we need to get started is here on the left-hand side. You'll see that these are the different areas of WordPress, and the one that I'm interested in is add new plugin. So I just went to plugins and add new plugin. Now, what do I need here? I need a place for my community or my campus. I need my courses, and I need a CRM to manage the email addresses. Now, you might hear the term CRM, that's Contact or Customer Relationship Manager. The other one you might hear is LMS, which is a learning management software or learning management system. We're going to be installing those ones. So no, I'm all good. I'm just going to get rid of some warnings. What I want to do right off the bat is I'm going to go and I'm going to put this search plugins, and I'm going to search for one called Fluent. Now, the reason I'm doing Fluent is they have a bunch of free plugins that have basic functionality, only the ones that we need to get started, but you can also add additional pieces if you want. So what I need first is I want to go and I want to find one that's Fluent. I want to go find what says Fluent Community over here on the right-hand side. full-fledged social network, community, and LMS. There's that learning management software one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click install. That'll take a second to get going, and it says, do I want to activate it? Yeah, I want to activate it. So I click activate, and what happens now is it's installed and active. I now have a community and an LMS on my zero-page campus. So that's great. What else do I need? Well, I needed a CRM, right? So let's go and type in Fluent again. Oh, better do add new plugin, not the existing ones. So we'll do Fluent. And look through these ones. And the one that I want is Fluent CRM. Newsletter, automation, email marketing, email campaigns, leads, and a CRM solution. So I'm just going to click, bam, CRM, it's installed, and it's active. Now I have a way to have my campus and have a way to collect email addresses and interact with people with the CRM. Again, 2 free plugins, ready to go. What else do I actually need to get started here? What are the additional pieces? Well, there's all sorts of stuff you could obviously add, but let's go take a look at where we're at and see how we can do this website stuff. And if you've used WordPress before, you're going to notice something. Normally, when you use WordPress and you're creating all of these pages and additional material, you would have to go to WordPress and go to WordPress themes. This is what people normally end up doing. And they want to add a new theme. They have to search through themes to make it look the way they want to look. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to bother with that. I don't want to learn how to do it. I don't want to do any of that particular part. I'm just interested in courses and education business. I want to do something simple. I want to market on YouTube. I want to collect email addresses, create courses, and sell those courses or that information or access to my community. So I didn't even bother with that, right? What I did do is if I go back to the dashboard, you'll see there's 2 different new menus. One is Fluent CRM, and the other one is Fluent Community. So let's go take a look at Fluent Community, because this is the part that sets up our learning management system where we can organize our courses. It allows us to have all of that community where we can work with people, and it allows people to register with their email address, which gets added to the CRM. So I'm going to go to Fluent Community. I did a left mouse on that button right there, and I get this particular little walkthrough for a wizard at the start, and I'm going to say, it automatically puts the name of the domain in, but what I want to do is I'm going to call it Zero Page Website. And you can say at the start what the URL is here, and that's the URL that people would visit. And I'm going to show you a little trick on how to remove that or not have to use it. And if you have a logo, let's say you're an existing business or you had a particular logo created for you, you can certainly upload it here. But in my case, I'm not. Just to show you, I'm going to click next. And it says, pick a Fluent Community template. They have some built out for us already. And you can do a basic, a course, a product, or a blank. And I'm going to be selling courses, so I'm just going to select course. And here's the parts that I was talking about, the different approaches, whether it's be free, closed, hybrid, that kind of thing. Who can access your portal? Everyone. That means that everyone can see it. But if they want to interact or post or ask questions or get access to the course as an example, that one, everyone can see it, but they need to register to get involved. Only logged in users is the opposite. That one's closed. Unless you register, you don't see anything. So those are the 2 that we have at the start. And if you want to, there's some additional plugins that they suggest that you do. You don't have to, but they're there. And in my case, I don't want to subscribe to their newsletter. You can if you want. I'm just going to click Save and Finish. So technically now, I have my campus and I have done no pages. 0 pages have been created. And I can go and right on this particular home page for the Fluent Community, I can go and customize some colors if I want. I can add some advanced features. I can change the URL, which I will in a second. I can manage my courses, and I have some basic settings. What I want to do right off the bat is I'm going to go and add some additional features that would be great to help me work with all of these new members. There's some of these that are here. Some of them are free. Some of them are upgrades. One of the things that are a little bit extra is the leaderboard. So if you want to start adding gamification to it, you can certainly add that with an inexpensive upgrade. User badges. We have the course module already installed. And these ones are a little more personal style with emojis or GIFs. You can certainly add those. And here's the ones that are interesting for you if you're going to work with people or focus on working. Community chat. I would certainly love to be able to chat one-on-one with a person and or a group of people in a chat. So this isn't like a public space where everyone can interact. These are actually just like Messenger or WhatsApp or your instant messaging on your phone. It's a chance that you can reach out to people, they can reach out to you based on your personal preferences and interact with you. If you do want to do some forms later on, you can certainly install the Fluent Forms. And again, Fluent Support allows you to even have a help desk if you grow. And that's one of the things I was talking about is we're doing a basic setup. This can be open completely and grow completely based on the number of how big your audience is, the number of members you want, the number of courses or content that you want to add. This has the ability to grow with you. Again, we're not playing around with all of that today. I just want to do something really simple. Some people say, well, I do have a little bit of branding too, and I want to customize colors. Up in the upper right-hand corner, you can actually play around and provide some default schemas and change things around if you want to. So that's changed. I can have a dark mode. Some people like dark mode. I don't particularly, but when I'm ready, that one's there, and we'll just go back, and I'm going to get back to some of the other things across the top here. Now, if you look at the menus, I've got feed, spaces, courses, and members. Again, I'm all set to go here. If I go to a feed, this is exactly the same as if you have a Facebook group or you go to Facebook and you see a feed of everything that's going in on the site. Spaces are like multiple groups or public spaces that you can create that allow you to provide different categories or spaces where you can work with the people that have registered. We've got courses where we can add our courses, and we also have a member directory. And these are things that are all set for us right out of the box. What else can we do? Well, there's a whole bunch of additional features and stuff on the side. I don't really want to focus on that. What I'd really like to do is have that one-page website, right? So I'm going to show you a little bit of a trick here. And again, do you have to do this? No. If I wanted to go and have on my website now, just go to my domain name. Right now, it's going to go to /portal, which is the one that I set up at the end. What I'm going to do is I don't want it to go there. I want it to go, if I have an open site, I want it to go to that feed page. I want it to go here. I don't have any, obviously, some feeds there. I'll just show you actually what it looks like if we go. Just going to log into one. So if you want it to work like this on the TrainingSite's campus as an example, where we're having a home page here that has all of the feeds of stuff that's going on the site, this is the home page. There's no editing, but it's just your campus and the material that you have available. This one is open, but you have to register to be part of it or to get access and be able to post and ask questions. So in my particular case here, let me just go and we'll open up this one here. There's nothing that shows up, right? Because nothing's been added. So what I need to do here, I'm going to show you one other little trick. And on this one, we're going to go back to the admin. And again, this kind of feature is available automatically in the paid version. I'm just showing you a little trick of something that can be done here pretty quickly. And I'll include all the links to all of the stuff that's in here. It's part of trainingsites.io/join if you haven't already joined yet. And of course, like and subscribe to the channel if you're watching. I've got hundreds of these videos that explain everything about starting, building, growing an education business. This one is just about how to get a basic, simple course set up or education business using zero edits. But in my case, I'm just going to install, just because I want to do it today, is a little bit of a hack. And again, this is the technically the only part that is a little bit technical. You could walk through and watch it with me or get a little help with it on this particular piece. And again, it's something that's available in the paid version, but I'm doing it manually. So I'm going to add a new plugin in this one. And I'm just going to do a search for File Edit. And I've got one here called File Manager. So I'm going to install that and activate it. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a cheat. And again, this is something, I'll include the little link here. You can do this. Even if you're new to WordPress, just watch along as I'm doing it. It's not hard. So in my particular case, I've got this file manager that's here, and you'll notice on the left-hand side, there's a new one that says File Manager. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to open File Manager, and I'm going to say no thanks because I don't want to register. And it's going to bring me to this particular page, which is the files, the technical part. And again, this is real simple. Just watch. I'm going to highlight one called WP-config. And on this one, if I do a right mouse click, I can do one that says Code Editor. So I'm just going to click Code Editor. It's going to open that file. And again, this is something that is simple and get a little bit of help with you need. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to paste one in here, and I'm going to paste this little bit of text. And all it says is Community Portal Slug is nothing. So basically what I'm saying is instead of going to Portal, which is the way we set it up originally, what I want you to do is the basic URL. So if your particular domain that you registered is mydomain.com, that means if someone visits mydomain.com and you have it set to open, is they're going to go and be able to see this. So there's my URL. Here's my website with my feed, similar to Facebook, with my courses, with my members, and with my groups. I have it open right now. If I had it as closed, they would be asked to log in or register an email address. And you can see we have some groups or spaces here on the left, and we've got some courses there. So right now this one's in draft. These are all in draft. Why don't I just go and open these ones up? I just want to show you how simple it is to add some content here. I'm going to do a section called Intro, and I have videos on how all of these as well, on how to use that. And then I'm just going to add a lesson, and the lesson is Lesson 1, and I'll use my proper case. And I can embed a URL or a video in it, and I can start putting all my posts, documents, files, everything is there for me. I can make it as it's published and save it and actually go take a look at my course where the lesson is, the content, all done. Now I've done this on my website, and all of the stuff that I've done, for example, with courses, again, simple stuff to do. I've just added my course materials here. So here's the campus map course, which is free for people. I have the videos, the text, downloads, some images, everything is here for the courses. So think about it. What I talked about was you need a place for your campus. There's a place for your courses. We've done no edits, zero pages we've added, and we've now got a particular home site ready to go and something that we can start using to build out our education business and or our campus. Now, a couple of different things here that I want to show you. This one has said portal access everyone. We could say it's only logged in, and what that means is that only people that register get to see it, and it will just come up with a page. And that page will be one that is, let me just change this to custom page, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to save settings, and it's now saved. So what does that look like? If I want to go to that home page again, let me just make sure we have the same one. I'm going to do a blank window where I'm not logged in. Log in and sign up, all set. Now, that's not what I wanted to happen for show you. So let's go make one other change here and see if I can get it to work for you. That's unfortunate. Default login. There we go. Let me just do this one and see what happens. There we go. Let's do the sign up form. There we go. Sorry, I didn't do the sign up form. This is what would happen if it's unclosed, where people have to register. They would see this page and they would have to either log in or register for your particular site. So this is something that is very easy to get set up with. There's no pages that need to be added. And when someone comes to your website, they are going to see this. Now, your job as the owner of the education business, of course, is to add some courses and to get people engaged. Just share what's going on. Add posts, add stories, add work quizzes, polls. All of that stuff is available to you in the site. So for example, you can add YouTube videos from someone else, open up discussions. You can add polls, you can add images, and you can create as many different groups or as many different courses as you want. Everything is available to you here. Pardon me, I didn't show that. Let me put it back. People want to go, you can just go and put your text in, add anything you want, and you can see there's an option for polls. We've also got the ability to add YouTube videos, any kind of content you can start posting here, exactly the same as you would on a traditional Facebook group. But the best part is, if you go this way, you have their email address, and you have their email address to reach out to them and to tell them a little bit about what's going on. And because we installed that Fluent CRM on the left-hand side here, I have a dashboard now which allows me to find out 0-page website and an address and a logo. I'm just going to click next and walk through. And I have one list called there. I'm not going to add any tags right now. I'm just going to say active because they registered and don't want to share anything. So we'll put the form in. Actually, won't do that. Complete installation. And we're now set. So I now have a CRM built in where I have my contacts and I can send emails, automations, everything there. And I also have my community that's at the bottom where I can have people be involved in my website. All of this is done without doing any particular pages. So this is a simple way to get started. I showed you what I was doing here. I have videos if you need a little bit of help on this, but this is something that can be done 10, 15 minutes. You have a website, a complete course business set up. No themes, no editing, none of that is necessary. So I'm really excited about this. If you're serious or really want to get involved in building out a course business in a campus, technically all you need to do that is you're going to need a WordPress site and some hosting and a domain name that you own. And again, I'll put some links to some resources that's there. You're going to have to install the Fluent Community plugin. You're going to have to install the Fluent CRM plugin, and you have to create videos and courses. The videos is to build your audience up on YouTube. The courses is to organize that content and show them how, by following the steps, you're going to provide a particular transformation that you promised for people. So I hope you enjoyed this. I got lots more of these around. If you want a different version of this, if you missed something, obviously go watch it again, but join my community. Just go to trainingsites.io/join and just ask me about it. This video will be there. I'll put it available for you. So if you say, how'd you do that? Or what about this option? That's exactly what I'm talking about on how this whole system works. So my name is James. Hope you enjoyed this. We'll be back again. When will we be back? Probably tomorrow or maybe later today. Actually, I might do another video today because I'm all in on this. YouTube videos, campus, and courses. Take care. Expect the best. We'll be back shortly.